Alright guys, so I noticed that a lot of my power tools, they don't live anywhere. So I've decided to create a series with me figuring out and designing storage for each one of them. And I'm going to take you guys along with me. So if you want to see me figure this out, stay tuned. Alright, the circular saw is the first tool that I created storage for. I found a scrap piece of plywood laying around and I've decided to use that to make the storage for the circular saw. Because I'm using leftover material, the first thing I have to do is to make it square. One side of the plywood was straight, so I used my framing square to draw a line. Then I clamped my lever to the plywood to use it as a guide for the circular saw as I cut. Once I get rid of the unwanted piece of the plywood, then it will be easy for me to make the remaining cuts on the table saw and the miter saw. So the first piece that I'm going to make is where the saw sits. I took the saw and put it on top of the plywood, then I estimate to see how long or how wide I want the seating area to be. Once I figured that out, I measured and I marked the plywood. Then I used the square to draw the lines to prepare to cut on the table saw. I made the long cut on the table saw and the short cut on the miter saw. As long as the cut is wide enough for me to be able to make it on the miter saw, I'm definitely going to be using a miter saw over the table saw. Now it's time for me to make the rail. This rail helps to guide the saw as it sits. So before I permanently attach the rail to the plywood, I want to make sure it works. So I clamp the rail onto the plywood, then I test fit the saw. I clamped another piece of wood onto the plywood to act as a bump stop. I'm going to be using the saw to make the slit cut, so this bump stop, it will help me to guide the blade and make sure it's straight as I make the cut. I put two pieces of scrap 2x4 under the plywood because I didn't want to cut into my workbench. I measured the thickness of the blade guard, then I transferred the measurement to the appropriate Forstner bit. I drew some guidelines on the plywood to help me to align the bit. I'm going to drill 2 holes at each ends of the slit. I drew 2 guidelines at the edge of the circles. I'm going to be using the same technique as before to make these 2 cuts. The saw did not completely cut through, so I'm just going to use my scoping saw to finish the cuts. After I made the cuts, I used my file to remove the imperfections. I clamped the plywood onto the workbench, then I used a router to round over the edges inside the slit. Now it's time for me to make the mounting brackets. So I ripped another piece of plywood on the table saw, then I cut it at a 45-degree angle on the miter saw. By cutting the plywood at a 45-degree angle, I'll be able to make the two brackets from the same piece of plywood. So I cut and removed the excess material from the mounting brackets. I set the saw at a 30-degree angle, then I carefully trimmed the back part of the seat-in plywood. This would help me to flush mount onto the wall. I applied glue onto the two brackets, then I nailed them onto the face piece. I measured the width of the back plate, then I set the measurement on the table saw, then I make the cut. I cut the back plate on the miter saw at a 45-degree angle so that it's able to sit flush up against the face plate. I applied glue to the back plate. I use a clamp to hold it into place. Then I make the adjustments. Then I nailed it. I measured and cut the side guide. I applied some glue, then I nailed it into place. After I install the side guide, I test the saw to make sure it fits, and now it's time for me to install the bottom guide. So I took the measurements, I made the cut, I applied the glue, and then I nailed it into place. And now it's time for me to make the locking mechanism. This will prevent the saw from falling off the wall. So I use my table saw sled to cut this piece of wood as if I'm making a half lap joint. But this is what I'm going to use to lock the saw in place. I test fit the saw, I made sure it worked the way it's supposed to, and now it's time for me to cut away the excess material. This piece of wood is too small for me to cut on a miter saw, so I'm going to use my table saw sled to make this cut. When I use the table saw sled to make this cut, I'm able to use a pencil to hold it into place, and that's a lot safer than cutting it on the miter saw. I applied the glue to the locking mechanism and then I nail it into place. I test the saw for one last time before I mount it onto the wall. And this is what it looks like mounted onto the wall. Alright guys, that's it for this one. I'll catch you in part 2, and thanks for watching.